Hello everybody, welcome to another AGS Solutions episode. In this video, I'm going to show you how to solve derivatives by using the product rule. Let's start by writing down the product rule right here. E over d of x, f of x times g of x equals to f of x times g prime of x plus g of x times f prime of x. Right? We got the product rule right here. So the product rule is a formula used to find derivatives of products of two or more functions. In this case, we have our first term and we have our second term. So we have to multiply our first term times the derivative of our second term plus our second term times the derivative of our first term. Right? Let's do one example down here. But before that, I'm going to classify u as f of x as u and b for g of x. That way it's going to be easier to identify each term. So let's do the same thing in here. So f of x is going to be u, b prime, b, and u prime. Right. Let's do our first example in here. Y is equals to x cubed times sine of x. Right. Like I said, this is going to be our first term and this is going to be our second term. Before start solving, let's find the derivatives of each of the terms right on the side. So derivative of u is going to be equals to the first term. We have to use the power rule. You want to know a little bit about the power rule, you can see my first video where I explain how to use the power rule, and I also did some examples of how to use the power rule on each of them. You can see the video and you can work the examples yourself. So the first term, we have to use the power rule. So the first derivative is going to be 3x squared. So the derivative of the second term is going to be cosine of x. Right? Once we have the derivatives, we can plug them into the formula. So dy over d of x is going to be equals to, so according to the formula, we have to plug in the first term, which is u, in this case x cubed, times the derivative of the second term, which is cosine of x, plus our second term, which in this case is sine of x, times the derivative of our first term, which is going to be 3x squared. We simplify things, which is x cubed cosine of x plus 3x squared sine of x. And this is our answer. Right? Let's do another example. Let's do y equals to square root of x times cosine of x. Right? Same thing. This is our u and this is our b. Right? Let's rewrite the first term just to make it easier to solve using the power rule. So we can rewrite this as x raised to the 1 over 2 times cosine of x. So same thing we did on the last one. So our u prime is going to be equals to the derivative of the first one. Like I said, we have to use the power rule. So 1 over 2 x raised to the negative 1 over 2. That's the derivative for our first term. B prime is going to be equals to the derivative of cosine of x is equals to negative sine of x. Right? Now we plug them in into the formula. dy dx is equals to, so the first term, which is square root of x, you can rewrite, you can if you want to write square root of x as this way or this way, both ways are fine. I'm going to use this way, but if you want to use this, like I said, you can actually do it. So times the derivative of our second term, which is negative sine of x, plus our second term, which is cosine of x, times the derivative of our first term, which is this. You can also rewrite this as 1/2 x squared, square root of x, I'm sorry. You can rewrite it as this. Both ways are fine. So let's simplify things in here, which is equals to negative the square root of x sine of x plus 1/2 square root of x times cosine of x. And this is our answer. Alright, let's do one more example. Y is equals to tangent x times cosine of x. Right? Like I said, our first term and then our second term. Right? Let's find the derivatives on the side. The first term is going to be secant the square of x, and the second term is going to be b prime is equals to negative sine of x. Right? Let's plug them in into the formula, which is going to be equals to the first term times the derivative of the second one, which is going to be negative sine of x, plus our second term, which is cosine of x, times the derivative of our first term, which is secant squared x. Simplify things, equals to negative tangent x sine of x plus cosine of x secant squared x. And this is our answer. That's it, guys.